Brett Crosby at SES San Jose, and Brett Crosby is a founder of Urchin, formerly Urchin, now Google Analytics, acquired by Google, the best software, at least I feel. And I have used it for the last 7 years, and it's a pleasure having him here. We have just quick few questions before next session start. So Brett, thank you so much. All our questions are focused primarily on lodging industry, and if you could probably share your feedback or your thoughts into it. What do you think, according to you, for lodging industry, what are the 5 top or most important key performance indicator for your website?
For our website? Well, obviously the first indicator is how effectively are you driving conversions, right? And that's the main thing that everyone should look at. You want to make sure you have your goals set up and that you're driving people through your funnel path to convert.
Okay.
And so that's the number 1 thing that you should be looking at, whether you're buying traffic or whether you're doing organic traffic or whatever it is, you want to drive those conversions. Another thing I would look at is how many people are bouncing when they first get to your website. And if you're using ads to drive people in, then you want to make sure the ad copy is relevant for what they're going to land on. So if you're saying, like, you know, a hotel in San Diego, for example, you want to deliver them to a San Diego hotel page, right? You don't want them to have a whole list of all the potential cities where they can. And the other thing you can do is then start running some tests to make sure that, you know, to minimize the bounce rates on those pages using a product like Website Optimizer, which is also free, by the way.
Okay. Okay, and what are the other things such as unique visitors, number of unique visitors going up every single day, or number of page views going up every single day?
Yeah, I mean, it's always great to have more people coming in, but if you want to drive high quality traffic, right? So it's important to look at that.
Gold conversions. And
yeah, exactly. So making sure that those people are actually converting. Another thing you would want to look at though is repeat visitors over time.
Repeat visitors.
Right,
Okay.
so you can see if people are actually coming back because they like the experience,
right.
Especially if they've already been a customer before and they come back. That'd be a great thing to look at over time. That means your entire model, beyond just your website and driving the traffic and what are you doing there, but also people enjoyed their stay and they're coming back to maybe book another room with you. And so that's the ideal thing, right?
Okay. What is the main difference between, we just recently moved from Urchin 5 to 6, and then we have customers who are using analytics too. So what do you think is the main difference? Which one is better? Which one you should use?
Okay, so yeah, before we were Google Analytics, we had 2 products at Urchin. One was Urchin On Demand, and that became Google Analytics, and that's a hosted version that all you have to do is tag your site, and Google basically takes care of the rest, right? You set up your goals and funnels and a few things like that, but basically we handle all the back end and everything, and you just look at your reports, do the analysis. With Urchin, the software version was the other version that we had, and that's remained as Urchin software, and that one we still sell. And that one, that version, Urchin, you actually run on your own server. And the nice thing about Urchin is that you can reprocess the data. You can say, show me my reports right now. So if you go in there and you want to see the most up-to-date information, there's that green flashing button. You can click that and have it process your data right away. And you can, you know, pipe other sources of data in there, and I think you have a little more control on the Urchin side. That said, with Google Analytics, we handle everything for you. If there's a new version, new features, they just get pushed. You don't have to download a new version and kind of do the IT aspect of it. And also, it's like we have a nice integration with AdWords, and like all your, if you are buying keywords on AdWords, all that's handled for you, the tagging of those links and stuff like that. So, and there's a lot more we can do with Google integrations and things that we've done with ITV ads and audio ads, internal site search, and all those things are pretty much handled for you on the Google Analytics side. So for me, it's sort of there are certain trade-offs to each, right? Both of them have great features. And one thing that people can do is you can actually run both using a single page tag. You just have to amend one little thing in the tag, and it'll log in both places, and you can see your traffic in each. And so you can have Google Analytics while your AdWords stuff is going on, and then Urchin where you can say like, okay, I want to see my data up to date right now and what's going on.
So use both of them. There might be a little bit difference in the traffic and data, but overall, if you're using single tag, it should be pretty close.
Exactly. And then the other thing is that if you have data behind a firewall, for example, where Google Analytics tags won't get past a firewall, then you can use Urchin to process that data as well. So that's another great advantage.
That's wonderful. So recently, I think from Urchin 5.0 to 6.0, you have changed the tracking mechanism from IP plus UA, IP plus UA to UTM. And I think the main difference is UTM, just unique visitors, no crawlers. IP plus UA includes crawler plus unique visitors. And if you try to implement UTM tracking, it cuts down your traffic almost for 50 to 60%, which is kind of scary for customers. And as an SEO agency, our phone starts ringing and saying, hey, you guys are not doing your job.
Yeah, it's a different way of tracking. And the reason we made the switch or provided the additional option, I should say, between just looking at IP plus user agent versus having a cookie-based system, which is what the UTM is. It's the Urchin tracking module, I believe. And anyway, the reason we did that is that if you're buying ads coming into your site, whether through keywords or through banner ads, it's important to be able to track more of a unique visitor aspect to it, right? If someone clicked that ad, did they come to my website, and then maybe they leave and come back a week later and bought something, but it was that ad that really brought them to the site originally? You want to make sure that you say, aha, the credit goes to that ad, and I should be buying more of those ads, for example, or more of these banners, or whatever the thing is that drove the traffic in the first place.
So in other words, if you are heavily dependent on paid search to drive your traffic, use UTM. And if it's primarily organic, then leave it at IP plus UA and don't confuse your customers.
That's one way to do it. That's one way to look at it. But I would say that IP plus user agent is probably just not as accurate as the using the UTM, where it's actual cookies.